On May 16, 1975, a momentous event unfolded in the towering heights of the Himalayas. The Kingdom of Sikkim, a tiny nation nestled amidst majestic peaks, officially became the 22nd state of India. This historic union marked the culmination of a long and intricate journey, one shaped by alliances, conflicts, and the aspirations of a people seeking stability and prosperity. Our tale begins centuries earlier, long before the echoes of Sikkim is India reverberated through the valleys. To truly understand this transformation, we must journey back to the 1640s, to the very genesis of Sikkim as a unified entity under the Namgyal dynasty. It is a story of a kingdom navigating the turbulent currents of history, caught between powerful empires and driven by the will of its people. Join us as we unravel the tapestry of Sikkim's past, tracing the threads that led to its union with India. The year is 1642. High in the Himalayas, a new chapter begins for the land we know today as Sikkim. Phuntsog Namgyal, a Tibetan Buddhist prince, ascends to a position of power. He is crowned as the first Chogyal, the king of Sikkim. This pivotal moment marks the birth of the Namgyal dynasty, a lineage that would rule Sikkim for over 3 centuries. Phuntsog Namgyal's reign lays the foundation for a distinct Sikkimese identity. Buddhism flourishes, becoming the state religion. Monasteries, centers of learning and spirituality dot the landscape. The Chogyal, however, faces a formidable challenge, consolidating his rule and securing his kingdom's borders against ambitious neighbors. Sikkim, though geographically small, occupies a strategically significant position in the Himalayas. Trade routes crisscross its terrain, connecting Tibet to the north with the Indian subcontinent to the south. This strategic importance makes Sikkim a coveted prize, drawing the attention of powerful empires and leading to conflicts that would shape its destiny. As the 18th century dawns, Sikkim faces a new era of instability and conflict. The once serene and relatively isolated kingdom finds itself at the crossroads of regional power struggles. To the west, the powerful Gorkha kingdom of Nepal emerges, its ambitions fueled by a desire for expansion. The Gorkhas, driven by their quest for dominance, set their sights on the fertile and strategically significant lands of Sikkim. The Gorkhas, renowned for their military prowess and fierce warriors, launch a series of incursions into Sikkim. These invasions are marked by intense battles and significant bloodshed as the Gorkhas seek to assert their control over the region. The kingdom, caught in the midst of these relentless attacks, struggles to defend its borders. The Sikkimese defenders, though valiant, find themselves outmatched by the well-organized and determined Gorkha forces. These conflicts have a profound impact on Sikkim. Villages are destroyed, lives are lost, and the social fabric of the kingdom is torn apart. The once peaceful realm is now a land of turmoil and uncertainty. The kingdom, once a relatively peaceful realm, finds itself entangled in protracted wars. The continuous state of warfare drains Sikkim's resources and weakens its ability to sustain prolonged resistance. The Gorkha invasions weaken Sikkim, forcing it to cede territory and pay tribute to its powerful neighbor. The loss of land and the imposition of tribute further strain the kingdom's already fragile economy. This period of turmoil lays bare Sikkim's vulnerability in a region increasingly dominated by powerful forces. The kingdom's strategic location, once an asset, now becomes a source of constant threat and pressure. Amidst these challenges, a new power enters the scene: the British East India Company. The company, with its growing influence and military might, begins to cast its gaze towards the Himalayan kingdoms. The company, rapidly expanding its influence across India, views the Himalayan kingdoms with growing interest. The rich resources and strategic trade routes of the region present an enticing opportunity for the British. Sikkim, strategically located on trade routes, becomes a focal point of British attention, setting the stage for a complex relationship that would last for over a century. The interactions between Sikkim and the British East India Company would shape the future of the kingdom in ways that were both profound and lasting. Section 4. An alliance forged in adversity. Sikkim and the British East India Company. The late 18th and early 19th centuries witnessed the rise of the British East India Company as the dominant power in the Indian subcontinent. Their influence spreads far and wide, reshaping the political landscape of the region. Sikkim, weakened by the Gorkha Wars, sees an opportunity in this new power dynamic. The kingdom, having suffered significant losses, is in dire need of a strong ally to reclaim its former glory and protect its sovereignty. The kingdom seeks an alliance with the British, hoping to regain lost territory and secure protection from further Gorkha aggression. Diplomatic negotiations between Sikkim and the British East India Company begin, with both sides recognizing the mutual benefits of such an alliance. The British, eager to secure their own interests, respond favorably to Sikkim's overtures. They see the strategic advantage of having Sikkim as an ally, a buffer state that could help curb the expansionist ambitions of the Gorkhas. They view Sikkim as a valuable buffer state against the expanding Gorkha kingdom. The rugged terrain of Sikkim also offers a strategic advantage, providing a natural barrier against potential invasions. In 1814, the British and the Gorkhas clash in the Anglo-Nepalese War. This conflict becomes a pivotal moment in the history of the region, with Sikkim playing a crucial role. Sikkim, allied with the British, provides crucial support in the conflict. Sikkimese warriors fight alongside British troops, showcasing their valor and commitment to the alliance. The war ends in 1816 with the Treaty of Sugauli. This treaty not only marks the end of hostilities, but also reshapes the territorial boundaries in the region. Sikkim, as a British ally, benefits from the treaty. The kingdom regains much of its lost territory, and the alliance with the British brings a sense of stability and security. The Gorkhas are forced to return the territories they had seized from Sikkim. This victory is celebrated in Sikkim, marking a significant turning point in the kingdom's history. This alliance with the British, while providing much-needed security, marks the beginning of a new era for Sikkim, one characterized by growing British influence in the kingdom's affairs. The presence of British officers in the Sikkim royal court becomes a common sight, symbolizing the deepening ties between the two powers. This period of collaboration and mutual benefit sets the stage for the future trajectory of Sikkim, intertwining its fate with that of the British Empire. Section 5. The Shifting Sands of Power, British Control and the Treaty of Tumlong. The latter half of the 19th century sees a significant shift in the relationship between Sikkim and the British. This period is marked by a series of political maneuvers and strategic decisions that would forever alter the fate of the Himalayan kingdom. With the Gorkha threat subdued, the British East India Company, now firmly established as the paramount power in India, turns its attention towards consolidating its control over the Himalayan region. The British, always strategic in their approach, saw the value in controlling the buffer states between their Indian territories and the expanding Chinese empire. In 1861, taking advantage of internal disputes within Sikkim, the British imposed the Treaty of Tumlong. This treaty was not just a document, but a symbol of the shifting power dynamics in the region. This treaty officially makes Sikkim a British protectorate. The British, with their superior military and political clout, ensured that the terms of the treaty were heavily in their favor. While the Chogyal remains the nominal ruler, the British assume control over Sikkim's external affairs, defense, and communications. This effectively means that while the Chogyal could govern internally, all significant decisions had to be approved by the British. The treaty, though presented as a measure to protect Sikkim, effectively reduces the kingdom to a subordinate state within the British Empire. The British narrative was one of protection and modernization, but the reality was one of control and dominance. The Treaty of Tumlong has far-reaching consequences for Sikkim. It marks the beginning of a new era where Sikkim's sovereignty is significantly compromised. It ushers in an era of British administrative control. The British set up administrative offices and began to implement their systems of governance, which were often at odds with traditional Sikkimese practices. British officials, now stationed in Sikkim, oversee the kingdom's governance. These officials were tasked with ensuring that British interests were always prioritized, often leading to friction with the local populace. While the British introduced some modern infrastructure and administrative systems, Their presence also erodes Sikkim's autonomy and sows the seeds of resentment among sections of the population. The introduction of new roads, telegraph lines, and administrative buildings brought about changes that were both welcomed and resisted by the Sikkimese people. The legacy of the Treaty of Tumlong is a complex one, marked by both progress and subjugation. Section 6. The Winds of Change. India's independence and Sikkim's protectorate status. The year 1947 marks a watershed moment in South Asian history. India gains independence from British rule, ending centuries of colonial domination. This momentous event has profound implications for Sikkim, still bound by the Treaty of Tumlong. The departure of the British raises questions about the future status of the Protectorate. India, as the successor state to British India, inherits the treaty obligations. The new Indian government, however, recognizes the unique historical context of Sikkim's relationship with the British. In 1950, India and Sikkim sign a treaty that recognizes Sikkim as a protectorate of India. Under this treaty, India assumes responsibility for Sikkim's defense, external affairs, and communications. Sikkim, in turn, retains autonomy in its internal administration. This arrangement, while seemingly maintaining the status quo, does little to address the underlying tensions and aspirations within Sikkim. The winds of change sweeping through the region, coupled with internal discontent, set the stage for a new chapter in Sikkim's history. If you found this journey through history fascinating, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to Crazy Color Facts for more thrilling adventures into the past. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of history.